Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. It is a great day to be alive and a great day to tune in to the Dog Report. So, today on our episode of the Dog Report, we're going to talk about branding, business, and how they kind of, intertwine and work together for each other to help you build your business and to build your brand up, right? And so the first thing that we look at when we look at your business and your brand is your brand's identity. What do you think your brand is versus what do you think the world thinks your brand is, right? So you have to have a difference, not necessarily have a difference, but it's always good to have that difference to be able to compare, contrast, and really know what you say your brand is versus what the world says your brand is, right? So your brand identity versus your brand image. So what is your brand? For me, my brand is what I wear every single day. It is the dog with the basketball in his hand, the dogs basketball, Delaware Dogs. That is my brand. That is what I am creating, and that is what I'm working on. When you look at what the world says this is, it's a basketball team, a professional basketball team that is started in the state of Delaware. How do we make the things match? Meaning, how do we get my vision and what I see my brand as to what the world sees my brand as to match and align with each other? That is going to be challenging. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to win games. You have to market. You have to be able to go out and build relationships and rapport with small businesses, even corporations, to get them to be aligned on one accord with your brand, to have it match up so that way they buy into the bigger picture. Make businesses believe in your vision and what you see and in your team, your organization, and what you're trying to build up, right? Have a story behind your brand, right? So, you know, how's your story connecting with your brand, and how can you get that story out, like I said, to those small businesses, to those corporations? You need entrepreneurs out there who's going to support you in everything that you do. So how can you get that story in front of someone that can sponsor you? It may be $100, it may be 500, could be a couple $1,000, but how do you get that story out there for someone to sponsor you? It could be an in-kind donation to where you need to help run your brand, your organization, right? So how can that connect emotionally with others? How can you intertwine those? And it's going to be challenging because not everybody thinks alike, right? Every other mind is different, and that's okay. But how can you get those stories to connect emotionally with the community, to buy your brand, to buy your product, to buy tickets to your game, different things like that, right? How can you get that out there? How can you spread the word? It's a lot of times where you have to go out and market by yourself, because people want to know the why behind what you're doing. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did this happen? What is the outcome? Why did this happen that way? Right? Your logo, your logo of your brand speaks for itself, right? And so, how does your logo speak volume for you when you get in front of other people? Is your logo consistent across the board? Is your logo um, speaking volume based off the color? The colors speak volume to other people as well. Does your logo stand out? Pretty much is what I'm trying to say. Is your logo standing out so where others look at your logo, they see something different and they want to ask questions? Well, why is that dog holding a basketball? What is your business about? Is it a basketball team? Is it a basketball league? Is it a basketball organization? Is it men's only? Is it men's and women's? Is it women's only? There's a lot of different questions that can be asked when people look at that, right? But consistency is key, right? No matter what I do with my logo is always the same. As you can see with the hoodie that I'm wearing, it's always the dog holding a basketball, but around it, support mental health, right? We are taking our logo, our brand, and we're supporting a cause with it. So the consistency is there. You can see the logo that I have and how it's being used. You can see the logo that I'm wearing and how it's being used. You can see the consistency in what I am doing and how that matters 100% across the board, right? How bold the colors are and how it sticks out. Why having those bold colors influences customers to want to subscribe or want to do anything along those lines. Hey, everybody in the chat, how's it going? Right? Um, why you need to have this brand in itself, right? One of the biggest things that people can look at as well is having, some subconscious triggers for fans. That subconscious trigger may be a basketball in my logo. That basketball may trigger fans to want to come check us out. That subconscious trigger may be the color red because someone likes the color red and they want to come check us out. That subconscious trigger may be the bulldog that is as the logo because people like dogs, right? So people want to come check us out. But you got to have those subconscious triggers in order for your brand to step out and to be put out there in the forefront, right? What separates your logo and your brand from someone else's brand and logo, right? I'm not saying right away that you're going to start out and you're going to be the next Nike or the next Target, Walmart, or Tesla, whatever it may be. It is possible, but it will take some time. It is not going to happen overnight. You have to have that brand identity. You have to have that story that connects with people emotionally. You have to have that logo that sticks out and is going to be bold, and it's going to have that color tone that people look at right away and it's going to grab their attention. You need to have the eye grabbers. You got to have those subconscious triggers that's going to bring your fans in, that's going to keep them being loyal to you, because when they see that dog with the basketball, they automatically think, oh, that's Delaware Dogs basketball. When is their next game? What time is their next game? Who's their opponent? Are they going to beat their opponent? What's their record? Let me go to their website. Go to dogbasketball.com and check them out. There's a lot of different things right there, right? But you got to make each and everything complement each other for the good. The tone, like I said, what is the tone of your brand's identity? When you're building your business up, what is the tone? Is it soft and monotone? Is it bold and outgoing? But you got to figure out what your tone is in order for you to grow your brand in your business, right? So a lot of times we think that we're going to get rich overnight when we're trying to build our brand, but it's not going to happen. You have to find a way to monetize your brand. For example, for me, I sell merchandise for my basketball team. That is one way I monetize my brand. Second way is we sell tickets to our games. That is another way that we monetize our brand. Another way that we're going to be implementing here over the next season or two is in-season tournaments and different raffles and different things like that. But there's different ways that we monetize our brand. We put together these hoodies that support mental health, and then it says "No dog fights alone." And what we're trying to do with that is we're trying to raise awareness for mental health. So that way, for every hoodie that is purchased with this mental health logo on it, 15% is donated back to supporting mental health. That way, people who are really struggling with mental health can get the resources and the support and the help that they actually need to get better. We want to see people get better. We don't want to see people fight this fight alone. And so, there's plenty of opportunities for me to monetize my brand and my logo, right? Are you stretching yourself thin when you're trying to figure out different ways to monetize your business and your brand? Are you doing everything yourself? Do you have partners? Do you have sponsors? Do you have the support that you need so you're not burning yourself out and burning your staff members out at the same time, right? How do you avoid that burnout when you're looking at the ways you can make money and make your business successful, right? Do you have the tools that you need to be successful? What kind of strategies do you have in place to operate your business, right? Are you delegating everything? Are you doing everything yourself? Are you splitting it evenly so that way people are set up for success? Who's good at social media? Who's good at merchandising? Who's good at getting sponsors? Who's good at game day operations? You have to look at a lot of different things, but put your business and your brand in that place and say, well, who on my team in my organization is good at this? Who's good at that? And let's see how they succeed. Give them projects to do to see how they do with those tasks and projects. See what their leadership styles are, right? You got to be able to process a lot more when you're building your brand because people are going to tell you that you can't, but you actually can. You just have to go out and be consistent with everything that you're doing, right? What are your standard operating procedures? It is key and it is important to have standard operating procedures, right? Because if you run in a retail business, right, God forbid, but let's say an active shooter happens at your retail store, what are your drills for active shooters, right? What is the standard operating procedure for an active shooter drill, right? If you are running a bank and something bad happens, what is the standard operating procedure for your bank? Let's say, you're playing basketball, you're on a sports team, right? And let's say, the team is late. What is the SOP that you have in place for how many minutes late can you wait before you have to move on and just cancel the game or whatever the case may be, right? So, what are your standard operating procedures that you have in place? Safety is key, not only for yourself, but for your team as well, for your brand and for your organization, right? How do you build up strong rapport with the consumers? All because you start out right away, does that mean you have to give away free product every single time? No. You can do raffles to give away product, right? But you're still making some kind of money out of it, right? You're building that up, but you're building a relationship with consumers, right? You're talking to them. How important is it that you build a friendly, positive relationship with those consumers? Do you want consumers to just come into your brand, your business one time and just be done with it? Or do you want them to consistently come into your business and show support and show love and by word of mouth say, hey, every time I go into that store or every time I go to that game, I get this kind of vibe, I get this kind of energy, I get this kind of love, I get this kind of support, right? There's a lot that you have to look into when you look at supporting the customers, but also making sure that they come back and that they feel welcomed and that they feel loved and that people are hearing them. Because when they walk in, I think the first 10 seconds of a person's experience is what makes or break them coming back and telling people about your brand, about your organization. Is your brand for everybody? Is it just for you? Is it just for a small niche of people? But you have to be able to determine that when you first build your business and your brand up. It can't be something that you say, oh, no, it's just for this set of people. Oh, no, it's for everybody. And then you changing it every single day. It's too inconsistent. So be consistent with your choices. That way people understand, hey, like this is what they believe in. This is what they value. This is what they're about. So that way, when they go talk to people, hey, I had this kind of experience. This is what they're about. This is what they bring to the table. You should go check them out, or you shouldn't go check them out for these reasons, right? Are your services fast, or is it slow? Are your employees making mistakes? Are you making mistakes? How are you fixing those mistakes? Are you supporting your consumers throughout that time that you're making those mistakes? There are a lot of different questions that you can ask yourself when you're building your brand to prepare for a mistake to happen because you're human, you're going to make mistakes. You're not perfect. You're not going to be able to do this all in one shot by yourself. You got to be able to trust people and know that they are supporting you in everything that you do, right? You have to be able to provide some type of content, some type of advertisement, some type of picture for people to see so that way they can go in and be like, man, I like that hoodie. Let me go buy it. Hey, I like that hoodie. Let me go try it on. Those colors of that hoodie is really nice. Let me go see how much it costs. What is that hoodie about? It says support mental health. No dog fights alone. What are they talking about when they made that logo, that hoodie, right? How do you convert what you're doing when you're building that trust to take that follower who may just be interested in one product into a lifelong customer? How do you grab their attention for a long enough span to want to keep coming back to your store, to your brand, to your product? The stuff that you need to think about, right? Do you offer digital products and services, right? Are you just merchandise? Are you in person only? Are you online only, right? What kind of licenses and skills do you have? What is setting you apart from the next person? For sports teams like myself, what kind of sponsorships do you got? Is it on your website? Is it on your social media? How are you showing support to those that are supporting you in your endeavor, right? So there's a lot to kind of think about and to go off of. Um, for us as the Delaware Dogs, right? What does our identity look like in the community? What are our values? What does the game day experience look like for us? I can tell you right now, game day experience, when people walk in the door, no matter what game it is, what home game it is, we got the DJ going, we got the announcer going, we got staff members selling food, we got staff members selling merchandise, we got everything pretty much to a T. And when people walk in to the dog pound to watch a game for the Delaware Dogs versus whatever opponent comes in, they're going to have the same game day experience day after day. It is fun, it is exciting, it is energizing, it is loving, and it is supporting. You get the shout outs of all of our sponsors at the games, you get the announcements, you get to see a halftime show. Like, there's a lot that we do to make that game day experience top notch, right? Our values of grind, unity, passion, and faith, it sets us apart from other teams because we know what we stand on, and we know the business that we mean when we go out there and step foot on the court every single day, whether it's in practice, whether it's a game day, whether it's just a meeting, whatever it may be. But we stand on those values of grind, unity, passion, and faith. So set those values, set your identity, and have that game day experience. Game day experience can even be for someone who runs a retail store or bank or some type of different organization that's not sports related. It can be your day to day operations and what that looks like. Are you welcoming people in? Are you friendly? Are you have a smile on your face? Are you angry when people walk in the door? Are you that kind of brand and business that's like, all right, it's 5 minutes till closing. Let's get everybody out the door. I want to go home already. It's been a long day. Or are you that person and that brand that says, all right, it's 5 minutes left, but I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna greet that customer with a smile, happy, and get them the best experience they possibly can because they walked in here for a reason. They're looking for something. So now I'm gonna go sit with them and talk with them to gain a better understanding of what they came in here for so I can go help them out. So it's different things that you can do to bring people in that's going to support them in the long run. When you look at as a sports organization like myself, again, is how are we selling tickets? What kind of ticket model do we have when it comes to selling tickets, right? What kind of sponsorship deals do we have? What does your sponsorship package look like? What does your business plan look like, right? What does your marketing plan look like? What is, your merchandise strategy? There's a lot of different things that you can look at that's going to help you grow and that's going to help set you apart. And I think that's important to know because if you have that business plan, excuse me, you could take that business plan and present it to people who want to, potentially sponsor your organization and your business. It's going to allow you to do a lot more when you have that business plan in front of organizations and you pitch that business plan with confidence. It's going to help you out. I guarantee you, right? So when we look at that, right, is so how can you be more involved in the community as you are trying to build your brand and your business and set an identity for yourself, right? It is the community behind you. Was this something the community wanted? Is the community against you? Is this something the community decided that this may not be a good fit overall right now, but we can look forward to having this later on down the week, right? So what is your community involvement look like? If there's an event in your community, are you out there with your brand supporting the community? Are you, doing raffles and giving stuff away? Are you, having stuff for sale? How are you treating the people in the community to get them to understand and know who you are and what your brand is, right? So what are you doing that's different that other people aren't doing? And it may question people as to wonder, why are you even here, right? So are you partner with any schools or any businesses around the community, right? What kind of schools support you and your vision, right? What kind of businesses are supporting you and your business and your vision, right? It's a lot that you have to look at, and it's not easy. I can tell you that much. And I guarantee you that if you start to put this together, um, it's going to allow you to see some growth. Now, I'm not saying growth overnight is going to be like I close my eyes, wake up the next day, and I'm a multimillionaire. It's possible. I'm not denying that. But if we're being realistic, okay, I just started my brand. I just got this hoodie up on the market. By the end of the week, my goal is to sell at least 10 hoodies. End of the week comes, hey, did you sell those 10 hoodies? Yes. All right, cool. End of next week, let's double that. All right, I want to sell 20 hoodies by the end of next week. All right, did you hit that? No. All right, let's keep trying to go and hit that 20 hoodies being sold for by the end of next week. That way you can keep setting short-term goals that you can hit. That's then eventually going to help you reach a long-term goal that you have hit, right? And what you don't want to do is you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And what I mean by that is that you don't want to just say, all right, I'm going to pitch this idea of just selling hoodies, and that's all we're going to do is just sell hoodies. But it may be, 80, 90 degrees outside, and nobody wants to buy a hoodie right now because it's not hoodie weather. So what other plans and opportunities do you have set in place to see your business and your brand grow? What does your brand look like in action? I'm gonna tell you about a gentleman that I met when I used to work for Nike, and I was running late for work due to some heavy traffic, and I ended up getting up to the cash register to kind of help the line flow a little bit faster. And this gentleman had a basketball in his hand, and he was shooting it in, like just tossing it in the air. He ended up shooting it at the little rack where we kept the mini basketballs or whatnot, and he ended up making it. And then I jokingly comment to him. I said, "Man, your jump shot is broke." I said, he started laughing, and I was like, "You play basketball?" And he's like, "Yeah." And this was right around the time we had just got the dog set up for basketball season. And I was like, "Man, I own a basketball team, semi-pro. Come try out. Come check us out." And so it was one of those things where that little conversation is sparked something for another consumer. That other consumer ended up giving me his business card and was like, "Hey, I own a media company." And with his media company, he came out single-handedly by himself, no lie, by himself. He came out with 4 or 5 different bags. He had his cameras in it, his mics in it. He had everything he needed to come out and do a video shoot for us to help us get some recognition. And he put it on his page, he put it on our page, he shared it. And I never forget the conversation that we had afterwards either, because this gentleman is from the same neighborhood that I grew up in at Philadelphia, right? And so the good thing about that is that I got to experience something different, and I got to see something that I never seen in someone else before. Is we had grown up in the same neighborhood. We both had an opportunity, and we took that opportunity, and we got out of Philadelphia. And if you ever go to Instagram and you look up YDNG Sports, again, that's YDNG Sports. This man single handedly has provided a brand that is known across the US, where people are asking him to come fly out to their state, and they will pay for everything for him, and get him going, and still pay for the content that he makes for that sports team. But this didn't just happen overnight. This took time. I don't even know the owner personally. I just know him on the occasion that we met, and he's helped me out a few times with some projects. But that's it. We've interacted on business terms. I've never seen him in my life in Philadelphia, or I may have, and I just walked past him and never knew or recognized him because we all grow up, we all look different, right? And so that was just one instance. There's another one that we got to work with last year, and if you ever get a chance on Instagram as well, if you look up KD Media, we worked with him a lot of times last year throughout our basketball season, and he's helped us grow our social media platforms, our Instagram, our YouTube, our Facebook. He's helped manage a lot of that stuff. He does a lot with the logo designs and the merchandise designs, and he helps a lot with social media managing and managing accounts and telling you, hey, this is where you need to go. This is what you need to be doing now, and different things like that. And it helps you grow to a point where you may see an increase in followers and you don't know how to handle that, but he's going to guide you through all of that stuff. But he's built a brand for himself. If you also are on Instagram, I believe on Facebook as well, there's, especially on Instagram, there's a show called The Late Night Grind Show. And so the Late Night Grind Show, they actually come out to all of the dogs' home games in the dog pound, and they DJ for us. They commentate for us, and they help get our word out and show support to the team by giving us the information, or putting the information out there with our flyers and different things like that. Say, hey, check out the dogs at their next home game. This is the price. Be there. This is the time, or whatnot. And so they do a lot with supporting us. They have an amazing crew, from the DJ all the way to the announcer to the business manager, who helps schedule a lot of their events or whatnot to make sure that they're able to do the events. But they build a brand and a name for themselves. But I bet you it didn't happen overnight. It took time. It took consistency. It took a matter of saying, this is what I want to do with my life. And I can't do it alone. And I'm here to tell you, you can't do it on your own, because you're going to go out there and you're going to want to do this. You're going to trust this person. And then you're going to go out there and you're going to make mistakes. But it's all right. I'm here to tell you, I made mistakes and I've learned from those mistakes. So go out there and learn from those mistakes. Trust the process. But don't take too long trusting the process, because you never know where it'll take you. It happened to the Sixers a couple of times, where they trusted the process way too long. But what does your brand look like? But if you ever need help determining what that looks like, where is it going, or you need support trying to put a business plan together, a marketing plan together, coming up with ways to make your logo just stick out and be different from everyone else, give us a shout. We're here to support you, right? If you go on Instagram and you look up dogs_basketball_, you can get in direct contact with us. Facebook, Dogs Basketball. And then, like I said, we got TikTok, we got Twitch up and running here soon as well. But if you support small businesses, you out in the community, do what you got to do, I guarantee you it's going to work out for the long run. Another business that is out there that I know personally, two businesses actually. One does merchandise, that is, Roman's Custom Looks, and he's out there making merchandise and different designs and hand delivering them to people. And so it's a great connection to have right there. He can help us with our merchandise and marketing strategies and different plans that way. The other one is, CR cleaning services. He goes out to different businesses and homes and helps with moving and cleaning your house up, or even your businesses and different things like that. Waxes and buffs floors, and different things. So it's a lot of different things, but his business, his brand didn't happen overnight. You got to be able to trust people who've been in your shoes to tell you that this is going to work, this isn't going to work, or help you create a plan that's going to work specifically for what you're trying to do. Because what I do in my market may not work for you in your market, but you can custom what I've done and tweak it a little bit to work in your market. That way it fits what you're trying to do, and then you can grab people's attention, you can bring people in, right? I wish I knew when I started that this was going to take a long time to get up and running. But I had someone along the way tell me the things that I needed to know in order to be successful out here. You got to have a business mindset. You got to be able to have that thick skin. You got to be able to brush stuff off when people are cursing you out and when people are telling you that it's not worth it, it's not going to happen. You got to be able to get back up when you fall and hit the ground, right? You got to be able to have those. It's like your transformation pictures in a sense too, right? Have that picture for when you first started your business and where you're at, and then 5-10 years down the road, take another picture of where you're at and where the business is going. Put them side by side and look at the difference and how it's growing and how you can see a lot of that working for you. So it's really unique, right? But I would have never came up with this idea of owning a pro basketball team, honestly, if COVID never happened, because I had a lot of time on my hands. I was doing a homework assignment for grad school, and one of the things that came up was what are my paper. I had to do a 15-page paper, 20-page paper actually, on my short-term goals and my long-term goals for life. And I'm like, man, this is hard because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then it hit me. It's like I like sports. It's what I'm getting my degree in. This is what I want to do. And so I chose to put in there that I wanted to own my own basketball team. Did my research, I looked at it, see what the cost was going to be, put in a request to get more information about the league that we were going to be joining and all the cost it was going to cost to get us in and whatnot. And I ended up getting an opportunity to purchase a basketball team in the American Basketball Association. And so there's different opportunities for you right there in itself to build a brand up. But it took time. It was time, it was consistency, and there was a lot of sleepless nights talking with people. Hey, is this going to be worth it? How much money are you going to be putting into this? How many sponsors are you going to be able to get? How are you going to get players? What does tryouts look like? How are you going to get a venue? Different things like that. So there's a lot of people jumping in my corner, helping me out to grow my business, to grow my brand. But if you market correctly, if you have a proper business plan, if you have the support of the community, you'll be able to grow your business and you'll be able to break even, or if not, make profit. I really wouldn't see profit until after maybe year 5, if that, maybe sooner. But it takes time, it takes consistency and key. So if you guys ever need help, feel free to reach out. Again, on Instagram, that's dogs_basketball_. On Facebook, that's dogs basketball. Come check us out. Come show the support. We appreciate it. If you're ever in the area of Delaware and want to check out a game, come check out a game. We would appreciate the support in person. If you go to dogbasketball.com, Our schedule is up there. If you go to our Instagram page, our schedule is up there. If you go to our Facebook page, our schedule is up there. We're constantly posted about our schedule and the games so that way we can build a fan base to come support us. And I foresee within the next year or two, we should have a fan base of over 2,000 fans. That is the vision that I have for my business and my brand because of the amount of games we're going to be winning, because of the amount of work that the staff and players are putting in, because of the amount of work that I'm putting in to ensure that this business and this brand is growing. But that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate your time for stopping in and learning more about business and branding and what that's looking like. Feel free to step back in next Wednesday for more information and updates on business and branding. On Mondays, check out our Mental Health Monday. On Tuesdays, check out our Team Talk Tuesday. On Thursdays, we're going to have a new opportunity called Unfiltered Sports, where we're going to be having some sports debates. We're going to be talking about the hottest topic on the block. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things. And it's going to be unfiltered, unbiased opinions. And you can catch us here live on our YouTube channel, but also on the OG network at Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. He's going to be streaming it live as well. And then on Friday, we're going to have faith-based Friday. And we're going to flip it a little bit and talk a little bit more about the spiritual side of things and how it's okay to be a Christian and still play sports. It's okay to believe in what you believe in and still play sports. So come check us out Monday through Friday. And on Saturdays and Sundays, whenever we have a game, we will stream our game live, not only on our channel, but again, on the OG network at Ron's Opinion Don't Matter. So until next time, we'll see you guys. Stay blessed.